move to part 2 and part 3, which will be presented by Meimei. Meimei, please.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mo Ki-hyun, for giving me a floor. So for today's presentation, I will present for two parts. That is about part 2, principle of advanced audit and assurance, and part 3, that is about advanced audit techniques and approaches. So let's move to the next slide. So for the first slide of my presentation is about the 2.1, that is about key characteristic of assurance engagement. So if we talk about an assurance engagement, it is where a practitioner, example like auditor, give an opinion on the subject matter that prepared by someone else with a goal of enhancing confidence and as well as for the intended user. So according to the International Framework for Assurance Engagement that issued by the IAASB, there are 5 key elements that define an assurance engagement. We have three-party relationship that is about responsible party, practitioner, and intended user. And the second is about the subject matter. And the third one is about criteria that mention about the relevant, reliable, neutral, understandable, and complete. And we also have evidence and assurance report as well. So let's move on to the part 2.2 that is about the professional and ethics standard. So this is all about the set of principle, rule, code of conduct, as well as that the practitioner, auditor, accountant that must follow the maintain professionalism, integrity, and public confidence in the audit process. So the below is the importance of ethics in auditing. We have independent, so auditor have to be independent, objectivity, and have a professional skepticism. And for the threat to the auditor independent and mitigation approach, there are five. We have share interest, share revenue, familiarities, intimidation, and as well as the advocacy threat as well. So now let's start to the part 3 that is all about the advanced audit techniques and approaches. So the first in this part, I will present about the flow of the audit that we start from the planning stage until the complete stage. So let's start with the first stage that is about planning stage. So in planning stage, auditor normally focusing on the understanding of the organization's its environment and also the risk involved. And the below is the key activities that I will present. So the first one is about understanding the client. So when we do the planning, we have to understand about its environment, understand about the client clearly. And after that, we have to do the assessment on the risk assessment. And then we have to determine what materiality that we have to choose. So okay, so let's continue. For the materiality determination, so how can we determine for that one? We have to choose the appropriate benchmark, like example for the profit, revenue, or assets. So in order to apply a professional judgment based on the percentage that depending on the nature of the entity, of the financial performance. And can you move to another slide, please? And so in order to use a common benchmark and percentage, we can see the below one. So the benchmark, we have profit before tax that we have ranges between 5% to 10%. So another one, we have a revenue that when the profit before tax is low or volatile, so it's ranging between 0.5% to 1%, and we can choose total asset or equity between from 1% to 2%, and for NGO, meaning non-profit organization, we use the total asset that is 1 that is from 1% to 2%. And another part is about the execution stakes. So in this execution, we involve actual performance of audit procedure and gathering the evidence for our audit as well. So the below is the key activity. We need to have collecting audit evidence that auditor need to perform various procedures such as inspection, observation, inquiries, and as well as do the confirmation to gather the sufficient information and evidence to support the audit. And we also do the test of control, internal control, by assessing the effectiveness of client internal control by conduct the test of control, determine if they are operate as designed or not. And here we also have substantive procedure that we have auditor need to perform substantive procedure, which is about the test of detail and also do the analytical procedure as well. Bong, just move back, Bong. No, Bong, no. Yes, okay, Bong, thank you. And next point is also about the documentation that auditor need to document their finding and as well as the procedure performed and also the evidence that they collected as well. And for ongoing communication, auditor need to maintain a regular communication between client and their team member. And this is the completion stage so this is the final stage for the audit as well. So auditor need to review to perform a final review for themselves. So they perform their work performed. So they review the work performed that they have already performed. So ensure that all procedures have been completed. And they also have to do the analysis of their finding. So auditor analyze the result audit procedure, try to identify whether is there any significant issue that they have to report to be reported or to discuss with management. And after that, auditor need to prepare an audit report that include auditor opinion on their auditing, which is audit on the financial statement. And they need to prepare management letter. So they have to issue the management letter to communicate about the observation, implication, as well as the recommendation on the improve their client process or control. And finally, auditor also need to do exit meeting with their client as well. So they have to conduct exit meeting with management to discuss the finding and implication of their various issue and overall result of the audit. So I think this is all for the state of the audit. And here is the example that supported to the audit flow that I have mentioned about at the moment. So example like ABC merchandising, sell consume good and recognize revenue when good are shipped using term FOB shipping points. So the company faces inherent risks related to the timings of revenue recognition, particularly near year end when there may be pressure to meet the sales target. So if talking about planning stage, auditor have to understand about the business. So auditor have to review the ABC revenue recognition policy to ensure compliance with relevant accounting standard. And the auditor also need to gather information on transaction types, sale term, and also customer agreement to identify how revenue is recognized, particularly focusing on the shipment term, and as well as to understand about the return policy. And the next part, auditor also need to assess on the reassessment. That the first one is about inherent risk. So they have to identify the risks such as complex revenue arrangement, aggressive revenue recognition practice, and pressure on management to meet sales target. And another one is about the control risk. So they have to assess the effectiveness of control over sales cycle, including segregation of duty between sale and accounting, that authorization of sale transaction as well. Then they have to assess the materiality. So like example, if the auditors set the materiality threshold for revenue for 100K, which is essential due to the significance of revenue in financial statement. And for the execution stakes of the audit, so I raised one example that about the testing on revenue. So the first part, auditor have to test on the control of the revenue. So auditor need to test their revenue recognition by examining the process in place to authorize sale and record transaction or not. So the first one is about the segregation of duty between sales personnel and those who record transaction in the accounting system. So this is how we understand about the control when we have to check whether these two persons have segregation of duty or not, whether the sales person only manipulate their figure, their sales transaction just to meet their KPI or their target. So we have to identify whether the segregation is well in place or the two person between the one who sell the product and the one who record the transaction into the system. Another part is we have to check the sale invoice, whether is there any a proper authorization before recording or not. And we also test on the substantive procedure that is divided into two. That the first one is about analytical procedure. The auditor need to perform trend analysis on revenue, compare monthly figure over a year, and also identify unusual transaction, and particularly in the last quarter as well. So example, if they do the audit for the year end 2025, so they have to also compare the total balance of the revenue during the year 2024 as well to identify for the fluctuation, what is the fluctuation and why it is increased or why it is decreased for the nature of that transaction for that revenue account. So auditor have to compare the revenue by product line again, prior year and budget, and investing any significant variance. And so this is also the substantial procedure that we have to perform test of detail. So this one we refer to cut up test first. So auditor have to select. So this is based on the judgment of the audit as well. So in this slide, auditor selects sale invoice for 1 week before and after year end, and for each auditor examine the corresponding shipping document, which is about bill of lading. Like I mentioned in the example, the term of shipping is about FOB, so the date is also based on the bill of lading as well to confirm the shipment date. So if the shipment date is in, like example, 2025 January, and then make sure that the revenue is not recorded in 2024 December. So this is how we test on cut-up testing. Make sure that they recognize their revenue recognition in the right date, in the right period. So if they record it in the wrong period, so maybe the revenue recognition overstatement like example in 2025 or over understate in 2024, something like that. And the next part is about existence and accuracy. So auditor have to agree the sale invoice to customer order and shipping document to verify that the revenue was recorded is correctly with quantity and pricing. And they also need to do a recalculation on the invoice amount to ensure accuracy as well. And another part that is also relevant to the revenue is about account receivable. So in order to test for account receivable, auditor have to perform confirmation by sending the confirmation balance of each customer based on their sampling to the customer in order to confirm the balance. This is also the good point that a good evidence because it is the outsourced evidence that customer can confirm the balance, will confirm the balance, and auditor can obtain those confirmation to be an audit evidence as well. So it ensures the existence and accuracy for the detailed testing. And last point is about the test for return. So auditor have to review the sale return post-year end to identify any significant return that might impact to the revenue recognition at the year end. So they may check the pattern of indicating aggressive revenue and recognition as well. So that's why since the first we have to review on the return policies. So move on to the completion. It is also my last slide on my last presentation for my responsibility part. So in a completion state, auditor have to evaluate the result. So the auditor aggregate any misstatement found during the revenue testing, including those identified in cut-up testing. For instance, if two invoice totaling 50 case were recorded incorrectly, the amount is evaluated again the materiality threshold. And they need to form an opinion. So after discussing the finding with management and considering post and adjustment, auditor conclude that the post adjustment, the revenue for ABC merchandising is fairly stated in accordance with a relevant accounting standard. And for communication part, auditor prepare an audit report that include their opinion on the financial statement, noting any significant deficiency in their internal control related to revenue recognition, and also discuss the finding with management and present recommendation for improving cut-offs procedure to prevent future misstatement. So I think that is all for my part. I would like to give the floor to Sister Whitney. And for the question, is there any question for my responsible? You can raise it up, and if I cannot answer well, I will ask my team to help me. Thank you.
Thank you, Meimei. I think before moving to another part, but we should have some question and discussion. Very good presentation, Meimei. Very
Yeah,
clear
thank you.
and good process, good procedure in this slide presentation. Here, can you move on or move back to section 2 about 2.2 about professional and ethical standards. Yeah, this one is about the ethical standard that auditor should adhere, because this is the professional, one of the profession that oversights and regulated by regulator as well as by accounting body in the world. What I want to learn more here is about, for example, I'm auditor, I'm CPA, and Dr. Samen approached me, want me to do an audit for his school. And with this, I want to discuss about ethical and threat. Samen is also my friend and also in our team. And he worked as CFO for one school in one of the big school in Cambodia. I'm an auditor, and he approached me and asked for audit service. Can you discuss whether I could accept his invitation for audit or not? Or if If accept, what should I do? If not, why? Okay, your group can answer, not only Meimei.
It is just from my idea. Let me discuss first, Bong. So
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about is that maybe I think it's only you that you yourself that you understand well whether your relationship between you and Bong Samen, and so and then you have to check whether is there any conflict interest or when you do the audit or not. And so from my idea, just from in general, if they don't want to have a conflict interest and also they want to have a really professional for that audit, maybe they or maybe you don't need to have that audit just in case in order to avoid that conflict interest, because maybe when you do the audit there will be a lot of communication, there will be a lot of discussion during that time, and also need to discuss many points about what's doing right, what doing wrong, and always next time we'll have a not good relationship with each other. So I think in generally maybe people did not accept for that. They may change the auditor to another person in the team.
Okay, that is good answer, Meimei. Hiền, do you have any more comment to add?
If we have another partner who signed the report other than you, I think we can accept the proposal.
Okay, okay, that's good. Any more? But what is the problem in this? For me, it is a problem of independent of objectivity or what? Between me and Samin.
I think, Vietnam, may I respond to this one?
Yes, please.
It kind of not independent or anything, but if we can declare the ethic of following the procurement procedure, you can assign, because we are an independent people. So even though we engage with friend or any company that belong to our friend, we have a group of people that we can assign. Besides dealing directly, we can declare not involving in choosing any auditor, and objectively, there is no interest come between for work related. And for this kind of things, declaration of conflict interest is a must before anything else, before engagement sign. So proper procurement is a must in this case.
Okay, that's good. You have three of you complete the answer. Okay, so the problem is about, about independent between me and Samen, and the threat is about familiarity. We are friends. So that's why he proposed the second partner, Supon proposed declaration to avoid conflict of interest, and Meimei saying about the conflict of interest. So all of these answers are very good, so complete. Thank you so much. So can I move to? Can you move to section number 3? That's very important about, because this one is about before accept the engagement for audit. And then let's say I declare everything with Samen, and then I don't do audit, and I use my second partner to do it, which is my Miss Maria. Miss Maria will take over this engagement and then start signing off the contract for audit for Samen school. Let's say Meimei and Hiền are the team of audit, and then start, after signing agreement, start doing an audit. Actually, based on Meimei presentation, that's very good process. Starting from, I noted that there are 3 phases. The first one is about planning, which is before going to the audit fieldwork. It means that to ensure the efficiency and proper audit, the team need to do audit plan everything, like a resource, like the time, mean, and the scope. So the planning will cover 3 parts: resource, the scope, and the time. And then the second phase is about execution. It means everything ready, everything planning ready, and then you go to the field work and doing audit. And when you complete audit, the final stage is about reporting and completion. So my question, can you back to the planning? Okay. So the planning you list down here, it's about understanding of school. I mean, client is school, because we audit some in school. Understanding the school, risk assessment, and materiality. With these 3 parts, understanding of the school, can you tell me the specific understanding of the school? Can you, when you're writing down in your audit planning and explain to the auditor, the team, to understand the school, understand the school, can you list down what information about school that you should put in your document and present to your team?
Can I show one?
Yeah, sure. Your team, anyone of your team can support.
We need to understand the client's business operation, kind of industry. Like we know that it is
We already say about school. It's the main school.
we will understand more for environment, internal control, significant risk area.
Can you
Like
put specific, not general like that?
like
For example, school establishment, branch office, management. That is about your work.
yeah. One thing is about the owner of the school, whether they are in the blacklist of
UN or EU or US. Is it?
yeah.
Okay.
If we should not accept.
Visna, may I add to his answer? I think that under this planning phase, auditor, we need to assess. We can say like in COSO, there are 5 elements of audit process that we need to check. First, related to control environment, any risk. We might collect data from our client related to their operation, the size of operation, how many employees they currently have, and what size of the budget per year that we audited, and who are assigned to this audit engagement, which we can access to not only finance, but normally when we conduct global audits, it might related with HR or any communication, marketing, advertising expense that we need to assess to ensure that all the area that we will be audited will be covered in overall. And I think that the most important part is that what are the organizational chart, who authorize what, and in what limitation that each of the board or founder or CFO, he has the right to approve. Yeah, that delegation, some thing like that should be introduced to the team before making any planning. Otherwise, if we don't know this basic core information, we cannot just go straight in and ask question. It's not professional in auditing. That from my side.
Yeah, that's good. Here, do you have more comment to add?
Yeah, Bong. Regarding risk assessment, we also need to understand and understand whether key section like revenue and unearned revenue. How would they recognize revenue and unearned revenue?
Yeah. So what is the big risk for school? Significant risk. You think how
recognition of
many?
revenue, I think.
Yeah.
Recognition of
Significant
revenue.
risk for school.
I think for section revenue recognition
And
and unearned revenue.
yeah, and earn and what else?
Revenue and unearned revenue.
Okay.
I think ESG, environment, social, and governance.
Yeah, also. Yeah.
Okay. How do you think about payroll?
Payroll, I
Payroll,
think it can be outsourcing.
Is part of significant risk or not?
It does.
not really significant, but also risk like wrong classification regarding the wrong
Yeah,
classification.
because I understand that the school involvement of expense, the big involvement of expense only labor cost, the teaching salary.
Yeah.
Sure. So that
But
is
the concern is only
right?
about but the concern is only about classification only, like teacher salary, but recognized as general and admin. It should be recognized as a cost of sale instead. It's just like that, but nothing, anything, no risk for anything except for classification. Yeah.
Okay. So about materiality for school. So which basis you use?
We use the benchmark. We will use revenue.
Okay.
We will use revenue. Normally, we can use 0.5% as a percentage.
Business, I think equity, the total asset or equity are also important for the school because school has investment in the asset for something like building the school, renting, leasing from many landowner to ensure that investment are in place. So we need to check whether the asset and equity are in line with what they have recognized in their balances.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good, because we can, all of these bases we can use depending on our justification, like he say about he choose revenue, so Juan say about choosing asset as a basis for materiality. Okay, got it. And okay, so from your experience auditing the school, so which part is the most difficult thing that auditor challenge with?
For me, the recognition of revenue still difficulty for me. Revenue and unearned revenue recognition is still
Okay.
still